Hello everyone, my name is Sanjeeta Lama and I'm here to present Big Data Privacy along with my team members Hossein Ali, Bhuvan Lamchani and Fauna Pathak. First of all, we'll begin with the content of our presentation. It contains big data, importance of big data privacy, current situation of big data privacy according to various scholars, potential risk, recommendations, and at last conclusion. Big data. What is big data? There are different definitions of big data, among which big data are large volume of diverse data, either structured or unstructured, and which are difficult to process or manage using traditional database. Big data are characterized by 7 V's, that is volume, velocity, variety, veracity, variability, volatility, and value. Similarly, the next slide contains about the life cycle of big data. First of all, creating of data is done by design, research, plan data management, plan consent for sharing, etc. After which processing of the data is done by entering data, digitization, transcribe, translate, etc. After which analyzing of data is done, that is interpreting data, deriving data, etc. After which preserving data is done, migrating data to best format, migrating data to suitable medium, etc. And this is followed by giving access to data, that is distribution of data, sharing of data, control, access, etc. After which reusing of data is done, and similarly creating of data and so on. And the slides mainly talks about importance of big data privacy. Big data privacy mainly concerns on how we handle data or information based on their importance. Similarly, it also focuses on how individual data are used and governed. Big data privacy is important in order to protect the data of consumers, public or governments, private and safe. There are different examples of big data privacy. For example, if data breach is done in any government agency, then it can lead to the theft of important top secret message information of a country to their enemy, which can cause tremendous loss of the country. Similarly, current situation of big data privacy. Issues of internet privacy has gained lots of attention in recent years as compared to the last years. Various techniques or mechanisms have developed for the maintaining of big data privacy according to the different stages of big data. Restriction in access, falsifying of data can help with privacy in data generation phase. Similarly, in data storage phase, encryption-based techniques and hybrid clouds can be used for the privacy of big data. Whereas privacy-preserving data publishing and knowledge extraction from data can be done for the privacy of big data in data generation phase. Due to big data, it is difficult to use the traditional perception of the privacy. Similarly, to maintain data privacy, some professional practices are used like differential privacy, crypt-DV, etc. And now I would like my friend Hossein Ali to continue the rest of the slide. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Oshin and here I am going to present big data privacy according to various scholars, big data privacy in data generation phase, big data privacy in data storage phase. So the term big data privacy is used for all interventions and tooling used to prevent threats, fraud and other malicious activities which may damage or affect both data and analytical process. In data generation phase, we have active data generations and passive data generations. By active data generation, we mean that the data owner will give the data to a third party, while passive data generation refers to the circumstances that the data are produced by data owner's online actions. We have method of privacy, access restrictions, falsifying data. In access restrictions, if the data owner thinks that the data may uncover sensitive information which is not supposed to be shared, so it refuses to provide such data. So few measures should be taken to ensure privacy, such as anti-tracking extensions, advertisement, or script blockers and encryption tools. In falsifying data, in some circumstances, it is unrealistic to contract access of sensitive data. So in that case, data can be distorted uh, using certain tools prior to the data gotten by third party. And if the data are distorted, the true information cannot be easily revealed. So moving to the next, in data storage phase, in distributed environment, an application may need several data sets from various data centers and therefore confront the challenges of privacy protections. Challenging to store data privately. We have four categories to conventional security mechanism for privacy of big data. They are file level data security schemes, database level data security schemes, media level security schemes, and application level encryption schemes. They are the security mechanisms for privacy of big data. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching my video.
Proceeding further, I'm going to talk about the big data privacy preserving in data processing. In every minute, incredible amounts of data are being generated, and we are using them to analyze, to support decision making. However, the data processing is prone to privacy violation. Here, the privacy of the data processing can be divided into two phases. Phase one, which is more about the safeguarding information from unsolicited disclosure. It means the data may contain the personal sensitive information which has to be safe throughout the processing. And phase two is about the extracting meaningful information from data to avoid the privacy violation. The details about the phase one and phase two is discussed in next slides. The phase one, which is also called modification, in this phase, data are modified, and the main objective of this phase is not to disclose any personal information during the modification of data which may contain the personal information of the person. And the second phase after the modification, it comes extraction. Extraction is about extracting the patterns after analyzing the data, which can be broadly divided into clustering, classification, and association. In the clustering phase, the standard set of variables are assigned to the data. In classification, the similarities are identified, and in association, the patterns are identified. In the next slides, here are some techniques of privacy preserving in big data. The first one is key anonymity, which is one of the tools for the privacy preserving, where the data are modified before it is given for data analysis. In this process, certain values are replaced by the asterisk symbols, which is like the hiding the information to the public. Second is the randomization. This is the process of adding noise to the data, and this is generally done by probability distribution. And third is called the cryptography technique, which is about encrypting the data before releasing for the analytics. In this process, the data are encrypted with different codes which the normal human being can't understand, so that it remains safe throughout the processing. There are other techniques as well apart from these three, which are L diversity, T closeness, data distribution techniques, etc., which are also widely used in the field of technique to prevent the privacy in big data. Thank you so much. And I would like to hand over this presentation to Bhavana Pathak.
Thank you, Bhuvan. So let's start about talking about the potential risk in here. So the first one would be the big data accidents. Over the last decade, as the use of internet has grown, and so has the interest in exploitation of data generated. About 90% of the data's existence has been created in the last 2 years. Data is central in creating forms of organization and organizational system in which normal accidents are likely to occur. When there is a failure in data centers, the consequences are far more widespread, unexpected, and unpredictable. For example, an accident, a delegation of small amount of data by a developer in the software that balances traffic between different servers using Amazon Web Service on Christmas Eve 2012 resulted in a chain of events that rendered online services, including Netflix, unavailable on Christmas mornings. So another point would be amount of data generated. The own nature of data makes it big, and similarly to other big data, it demands facilities to be stored in a secured way and requires tools for an efficient access, analysis, and sharing. There are increasing needs for storage space for this kind of data. Data also faces the same kind of potential hazards that any other information in a network server, like transfer speed, power outage, server crashing, loss of data, or hacking attempts, among others. Problems associated to transfer speed are especially relevant in data of this big magnitude. Risk in the knowledge discovery phase. So the knowledge discovery phase of data analysis raises risk of producing inaccurate results. Many of the examples reflect problems where even known remediation techniques cannot be applied to so much diverse data given the speed with which it is accumulated and the time available before a response is needed. Inaccurate results in knowledge discovery will yield predictions or classifications that are incorrect or misleading. Another one would be risk arising in analytical processing. Analysis of data can introduce other risks. These may arise from an incomplete understanding of the data, misunderstanding of what the data being analyzed is presented, or the analytical processes themselves. So another point would be risk of data use outside the bounds of law, regulation, and ethical practice. There's always a risk involving the data due to its huge size. There's a chance that people will use this data outside the bonds of laws like hacking, regulations, and ethical practices. So let's head on and move towards the potential solution. Potential solution to the big data privacy matter. So the first one would be cryptography. It is a mature and powerful tool for privacy protection. Cryptography can certainly be used in numerous fashions for privacy protection in big data. For example, a patient can use the public key of a doctor to encrypt her medical documents and deposit the ciphertext into doctor's online database for her treatment, while her privacy is strictly preserved. So another one would be biometric privacy. Biometric is a powerful tool for security, which aims to identify individuals based on their physical, behavioral, and physiological attributes, such as face, iris, fingerprints, voice, or gait. Biometrics has been used widely in access control, and the procedures includes 2 stages, enrollment and release. So another one would be quantum computing. We are getting closer and closer to practical uses of quantum computers. One good news is that quantum computing can offer fantastic functions in security and privacy, preserving. The majority advantage of current encryption method is the time complexity. However, it is not an unconditional method for privacy protection or security. Another one would be modern mechanisms for theoretical privacy. We know that given the complexity of privacy studies, we may need a set of theories to serve the problem rather than a single one. For example, fuzzy logics to deal with ambiguous concepts, and game theory to settle arguments from different parties. So let's head on towards the conclusion and what we've done in this presentation so far. So the term big data has become one of the most hype marketing rally points. Big data also brings great challenges in data management, data analytics, data security, and privacy. At the same time, the researchers have also dealt with social issues and impacts caused by big data, such as privacy. There are potential solutions to the problem with data privacy, like biometrics and cryptography. However, as the technology advances, there will always be a risk lingering over the privacy matter. So that would be all for today's presentation. Here are the certain references that we have used for this presentation. We thank you so much for your time.